Welcome to the While My Batteries Charge podcast. Join us as we talk about all things radio controlled. And now, your host,
Folks, this man, he is the king.
Mr. CCxRC himself, Tony CC.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another While My Batteries Charge podcast. Today, we're just going to be talking about updates coming to the CCxRC channel, things that are going on behind the scenes, and just kind of general overall topic stuff. So for those of you guys that aren't into the channel or whatever, and you're looking for an RC podcast, this may not be the one for you. But that's what this one is going to be about. It's kind of extras for people who do watch the channel and want to know a little bit about what I've got going on behind the scenes, because I don't always have time to talk about it on the channel. And these are going now to our CCxRC Xtras page, which if you're watching it there, you know about it. If you're listening to it on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts, we do have a new channel called CCxRC Xtras. I'm putting the podcast there, as well as some other little behind-the-scenes stuff that you can watch on the Xtras page. But a little teasers to things that I've been working on or that are going to be a video that's coming up. I might pull some little clips out of it because I'm a little behind on my videos actually right now. In fact, I'm still trying to finish up the stuff that I shot at USTE. I've got day 3 still to do from USTE. I want to post a few things in longer form from USTE. I have the big Bash Fest from USTE to do as well, where they're all sending it off the big crazy jumps. That'll probably be its own video. But they had the Proline Bash Park there, and they were just sending stuff mile high. So we'll try and get some of that out. I've also just recently been out with the Kyosho Outlaw Rampage Pro. It's a kit that you build, a lot of fun, and so I have footage of that that's going to be coming. Doing some sweet jumps with it. The suspension on that thing, going to be a lot of slow-mo in that because it's awesome in slow motion. So that is something to look forward to, as well as I was out with the LMT again. People asking if I've been running that. I've been running it like crazy. We raced them. I'm testing out the Proline Demolishers. I raced with those. They absolutely hook up compared to the stock tires. I still haven't put my J Concepts on there to test them. I do want to do that. It's just a lot more screws to do to get them prepped to put on the truck. So there's a little bit of work you have to do to do it, and it means I'm going to have to tear down a set of my Tributes, take out the adapters, the hex adapters, put in the new freestyle ones, take off the hexes on the truck. So it's probably going to be like a 30-minute job, and then when I have to put them back on the truck regular, how I want it to be set up, because right now all of my Tributes are spoken for with my race trucks and my other trucks. So yeah, so there's that, and it's something that I'm going to have to work through. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, lots of video content that's already been shot that I need to get to. We've been working hard on the crawler trail, the micro crawler trail. It's not a trail, I guess it's a couple of lumps in the yard with rocks on it. If we're honest, that's big, and that's basically all it is. But we had some leftover rocks from when we were doing the kids' sandbox. We were trying to make it a little bit, since it's right up there by the patio. We didn't want it to look like a traditional sandbox. So we put sand in and big rocks and stuff in it to make it more of a statement piece as well for the yard. And right now it looks like a sandbox because there's like little green men and a whole bunch of stuff in there that looks straight up sandbox-like. But when they're done playing in there for a little bit, we'll take out their toys and we'll rake it flat, and it'll look like a little rocky beach by the pool. But we had leftover rocks, and we weren't sure how many we needed. And as we put it all in, the area quickly got small. And so we had like a half of a pallet left of the big rocks. And so we used that to create this micro crawler course. And it's turning out awesome. We're having so much fun with the Axial SCX24s. Like, who would have thought a little 110, 120, 130, depending on which one you get, little RC that's so small could be so much fun. And now ours are going to be a lot more than that as we add these upgrades to them. I've bought new wheels and tires and links and servos and servo mount plates and all this stuff that we're going to do to upgrade them in upcoming videos that you'll see here. Once we get caught up with some of this stuff, I want to get some of these videos out the door, and then that will mean that I'm not going to have bench time because I'll be editing. But we'll get to that. But I've also now got the Vanquish VS410 on the bench, ready to be built. And I've also got the UMG 10, I think it is, by Axial. That is going to be a build as well. So several build projects to get to. This whole past weekend, I spent kind of fixing some of the stuff that I broke. I really only got to two things, which was my LMT, because I did not want that sitting broken. And it was just like a rod end is all I thought. Turned out I also had broken one of the sway bars, the rods, but you could either just cut something to put it in there. In fact, Overkill RC, I believe it was last night, said he used a 2.5 millimeter hex wrench, the L ones that come with kits and all that, cut it down and it fit in there perfect. So that's a possibility. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I did order up another kit, so I'll probably just do that and use it as a spare. But yeah, there's lots of little things that are going on behind the scenes. That's some of it. We are constantly trying to keep moving forward with the live streams. We're going to be doing more of those, trying to get back into these podcasts, because with USTE, that really kind of put a big gap in them, because I didn't take stuff with me to do it while I was gone. And I'm trying to, maintain a certain level of sound quality for you guys. At some point, I'll have to break from that to keep up with travel and stuff. I have a little travel rig that I take that's a little bit less quality, but try to maintain at least a semblance of decent audio. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many little things, and we're having so much fun. We just got the Virginia Beach Beast tank out and bound up and working on that. It's running, so that's a good thing. But next we've got to get it to be running a little bit better. I've actually got some parts coming for that. It's more for getting the body to stay on it better. As far as the mounting to make it look more like the actual original truck was that they did. Now, this body's a little too big for this, but we're going to roll with it anyway and just call it good enough. But it should use a little bit smaller body or bigger treads, tank treads, I guess, longer. But it's close, good is good enough for this and what it is and for how little we'll race them. But there is racing with them at Showtime, so I have about till August to get that stuff squared away. The LMT drive shaft safety loops by Diaz Designs, those things are amazing. I've got them on my race LMT. They just look super scale, and I want that look. I'll have to order up another set of them to put on my bash truck, see how long I can make them last on a bash truck, because I'm not sure exactly how long they will if I hit weird on them. But I do want to test that out for you guys, because it would be awesome if we could have that scale look when it's flipping and all that. But I got the LMT fixed up this past weekend, and I fixed up the bar rebuild, which when I bashed that last time on the backflip run where I finally got a backflip with it, it snapped the drive shaft little pin that goes through it. It came out maybe under the speed of it. I don't know. But either way, the little pin that goes in the end ball of like the dog bone, that little pin that goes through it, is replaceable, which is awesome because you can do it cheap that way. You can fix it, because to buy a new drive shaft for that is like $30. It's not cheap. But to get a set of pins, I think is like, I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Like say $10 for a pack, and you get two of them in it, like rebuild kits. So $5 a piece. And it's happened twice now in running it, so that's not too bad as far as cost. Same with like the Raminator, when I bend a shock shaft, it ends up being about $5 a shaft. And for a big truck like that, that isn't too bad to me. So yeah, we've got lots of the little things like that. I've still got to fix up the Kaiju. That's the next one that I really want to do as a fix. I have to rip out the rear diff on that and put in new drive cups. And then I've got these covers, or these they're like bearings, almost like a bushing that slides over the drive cup so that it won't spread open anymore. So once I put the drive shaft in, you slide that over and it keeps it from expanding under power. And it's supposed to really just solve that problem with those diff cups breaking a side off. So that is going to be one of the next things that I do, is get that fixed up, because that's all that's wrong with that right now. And that's an easy fix. But yeah, I've got little projects like Big Rock has the drive shaft came apart in the front when I landed. It just pulled out the axle, or the stub axle, or whatever you want to call it. And that just needs to be pushed back into the drive shaft. I'm not sure if those screw in. I need to look. I had it pulled up on their website, and I couldn't see where in the diagram it showed a screw that held it into the actual drive shaft, because it's splined, and you can see where it pushes into the drive shaft, but I don't see, it looks like it should be screwed in, but I don't see it in the exploded view. So that is something I need to figure out what's going on there, and look through the manual again. But when you just go to the exploded view, it wasn't there. Awesome truck though. The Big Rock is one of them that you just grab when you're about to go out and you just want to go out for some fun. It's so easy. Just one 3S battery, just, throw it in there and go have fun. That's what I love about it. Sometimes you get too into, with the RCs and all that, oh man, I got to have a bunch of batteries charged, and it's light, it's easy, grab it and go. Really, really fun about that truck. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the view right now of it, and I'm not seeing where they show any screws that go into that part of the drive shaft, the hub part. So I'm looking at the drive shaft and I'm looking at the part, but I don't see where like a screw it shows on either side of it. So I don't know. It seems like it's got to have one, but both the pictures on their site don't show one, and I don't think it would just push in. So maybe it does. Maybe it just pushes in. That would be an easy fix. I just have to push it back in, and we're good to go with it again. So I guess I'll just take it apart and try it. So that's one other thing to fix. But man, we're having fun with RC this year already. What are we in now? March. So January, February, we're a little bit cold here, but we were able to get outside and run. Did a lot of LMT running. Went to USTE in February, and lots of RCing there. Was driving around in Florida with my big truck as well, with the Bari build, and really jumping that, bashing that. And now we're already in March. I can't even believe it. When I look at the stuff that I wanted to try and get done and that I still have to do, it's like, wow, this year is pushing on. And I've got my site reserved already for Axial Fest Badlands. That's in June, like June 24th through 28th-ish. I'm not good at remembering dates, but I think that was it. June 24th through the 27th. We're leaving on the 28th or something. Axial Fest is the 24th, 25th. No, it's the 25th, 26th, 27th. We're getting in the night before. Anyway, there's too many things to remember. And looking at my calendar, I'm looking at my dates, but those aren't the event dates. So we're going in early. I'm going to stay so we can hit the actual one-to-one trails with the Jeep Rubicon and have some fun there. They were amazing trails last year, and hopefully we can go out with the group again that we went out with, Brian and them, and showed us how to off-road the fun way. Stuff that I would be too scared to try on my own with other people was totally awesome. Yeah, so Axial Fest Badlands, we've got coming up also the No Limit RC World Finals at Digger's Dungeon. That is going to be Memorial Day weekend, so the end of May, right before June. There's Horizon Fest. I don't think I can make it this year because I'm going to Badlands. I like Badlands because I can like literally camp right there at an actual campground, and we just run RCs all day. It's all crawling stuff, so it's a ton of fun. Horizon Fest was amazing. Went to it. They do monster truck racing there, at least last time. we'll see if I can make it up there to do some of that racing. I'd love to, but schedule-wise, money-wise, COVID's not been great on us. I'm working part-time right now and using YouTube in that to kind of help fill in a little bit. It's making a little bit more, but I've always overspent what I actually make on YouTube. So the money that comes in I put into RC, as well as a lot more, it seems like, from when I had my full-time work. But now it's less, so that's why I'm trying to do more of these build projects, not try and buy everything new that comes out, and just kind of change the way that the channel works, I guess, in some ways. Spend more time with certain vehicles instead of just always showing what's new and not running some of the things that I really would rather be running than just always talking about what's new. So we're going to change gears a little bit, and I think it's going to be good because I really like a lot of the RCs that I already have, and I want to do more with them. They're not ready to be put out to pasture, and the more that just comes in all the time, the less time, and I just try and show them, get enough videos to make it worth it, and then dog on the RCs that I actually want to be running. So you're going to see a lot more LMT stuff. I'm just really into it. In fact, here on the bench I'm looking at right now, these really beautiful new Vidavon axles, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And these are going to go onto one of mine. I don't know if they're going to go on the Gravedigger. They'll probably go on the roller. No, they'll probably go on the Gravedigger. I don't know. They'll go on something. I'll take apart the innards and put it on. They'll probably temporarily go on the Gravedigger. I just don't know that if they're going to be allowed in our LMT class to have axle upgrades like this or not, which are not really anything. I guess that they do have bigger bearings, so I don't know if they'll say that's an enhancement over stock or any of that. But I only got them for the structural reason behind them, as far as being very strong. These are 70-75 milled, and they're absolutely stunning. I got the silver ones, or just basically the coated aluminum polished or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. They look absolutely fantastic as far as the machining job on them. Can't wait to put the innards in and see how well that goes together, and then try them out. So I have to decide what I'm going to put them in at some point. Probably you're going to go in the Gravedigger. That'll probably be my other basher. But I really wanted to do, because the Gravedigger can run in a stock class, but I really wanted to do like a sticker bomb bash truck instead of a race truck. All my other sticker bombs have been race trucks. So I kind of want to do a sticker bomb basher, and that's what they would go on, and that would have been on the kit, because then I can put whatever motor system I want into it for bashing and all that, and not have to go with stock class rule stuff. But I don't know. It's easy to swap out an axle, I guess. So I'll just put it on the one that I can get running, because I don't actually have a motor system yet for the other LMT. So unless I put a big one in. I've got that Polar Pro system, Holmes Hobbies. I could put in there a big 8 scale. We'll see. I've got options. But so you're going to see a lot more with the LMT, and you're going to see more with the monster trucks in general, Raminator, all of those things that I just love to run. I still have the Mad Van I can run. That's a lot of fun, one of my favorites. So I've got options. And then crawling. Really want to get into the crawling again. Like I said, I've got 2 more crawlers here to put together. And so those will be a build kind of process that I'll have for, a couple weeks of content. And, there's always something new. We've got like I said, the SCX24 stuff. I've got the tractor out there. We can redo track and all kinds of stuff to keep stuff fresh and interesting, and hopefully kind of where you guys want to be at, because I know that not all of you want to be chasing the newest thing either. A lot of people that are on YouTube, they're trying to, because it definitely gets views. And I get it, but it's really hard to maintain that kind of always buying something. It gets very expensive. I added up last year, and I didn't actually add it up. I put it all down on a spreadsheet, and I'm afraid to actually add it all up from last year. So we're trying to make changes for this year and do it a little bit less expensively, but still put out good content. And, it's really about just having fun with the hobby. It's not about the newest, the flashiest, whatever. If you've got something that you can have fun with, that's where it is at, all day long. Big rock. That's all somebody technically would need to just have fun with RC if they never got anything else. Problem is that you see other stuff and you want to try it, and it really is. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do in the hobby. But if you only had that and you just wanted to keep upgrading it, there's a lot you can do to upgrade it too. So there's lots of ways to look at it. Personally, me, I would get the LMT and do all the upgrades and stuff like that because, man, I take that thing out and bash it. And I'm not doing huge air bashing. I'm not rich duper bashing, and I'm just kind of bashing it. And I can't tell you how many times I just go out and run a whole battery pack, put it back in the garage, not broken, don't touch it, don't work on it, put another battery in the next day, run the whole battery pack through it. Finally broke a rod end, and that's not normal for these solid axle trucks. Something usually goes with a full battery pack of bashing. So the fact that you can just do it over and over and over says something. Now, I did that with the stock axles, but I've really done it, and I did break a couple. I think I broke 3 of them. But now that I've gone with the more expensive ones, and that's what I'm saying, if I only had one truck and I was just upgrading it, you do that and you get about $1,000 into that truck, and it should be pretty bulletproof. You'll only be fixing some of the minimal stuff, wear and tear stuff, new bodies, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been one of the most fun RCs that I've ever owned. If not probably the most fun RC I've ever owned. I still get a bigger smile on my face when I drive the Raminator, but I don't get to get out with it as much as I do with the LMT. And when I do have issues with it, it takes a little bit more time to fix the Raminator. That's why and I almost always bend a shock shaft. But I got a tip from Kevin Talbot I'm going to use to try and solve that issue. Maybe bump stop it and see if that'll fix the bent shock shaft issue I've been having. He says that it's too long for the actual body and it actually hits, and that's why it bends. It can't compress all the way. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. But LMT would be mine if I only had one, probably. But that's because I like monster trucks. So there's my bias, implied bias right there. For some of you guys, it might be a drag car. For others, whatever. So, yeah. Anywho, we got lots coming, and so thankful for you guys. 42,000 subscribers now. Man, wouldn't have seen that coming in a million years when I first started doing RCs. And I was posting the videos to my personal channel and decided I'm going to just do its own channel and get them off there. So we got that. We got now the podcast that we're doing, and RC conspiracies, and CCxRC extras. Lots of stuff coming. It's a lot of work, but we put it in because we definitely want to grow this hobby. We want people to find out about all the fun that they can have in it, really. I think most people that would ever pick one up and try it would be amazed at how much fun they have, and we want them to know that, so that they'll give it a try, and just grow it. And that way, the more people in it, the more that you get to have a community around it, and the more awesome that is for everybody. So thank you guys for tuning into these. Thank you for your support that you've shown us over the years, and here's to the next 40,000 subscribers and the next 6 or 7 years of RC, whatever we've been doing this for now. So hats off to you guys for being awesome. Catch you next time. Have fun RCing, guys.